Welcome back into Mavradio's annual celebration of World College Radio Day. We are now into the third hour of our coverage, and we've already spoken to two amazing guests thus far, and Isaac Rochelle of the LA Chargers and Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals. But now we welcome in Shereef Mitchell, sophomore guard for Creighton and a native of Omaha. Shereef, we've got some fun things to talk about today, so thanks for coming and joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so first and foremost, this school year has brought a bit of uncertainty, and it's been a bit odd with all of the COVID restrictions amidst the pandemic. So to start things off, how have you been trying to deal with all of these hassles with school, with academics, and all the bizarreness that COVID's bringing with that?
Yeah, it's definitely quite a change. Everyone around us, like the team, has have to adapt it to a new certain area that we have to do, like with wearing masks and working out in masks and lifting in masks. So, just adapting to that, being more comfortable with it. We won't obviously have to wear the mask for too long, like when games start on November 25th, but just staying locked in, staying focused on the goal and the mission, just to keep doing good in the school and keep working out, getting it in, and just, staying focused.
And, going off of some of the things you just said, how has this affected the way you've maybe trained, the way you've practiced, maybe how you interact with teammates? I know some teams, they kind of have like certain times where certain people can go in the locker room, and then after a certain time period, more people are allowed to go in. So it's kind of like in intervals. So how has that been like to balance, the basketball aspect of everything with COVID?
Yeah, it's definitely been different, a challenge. We are just now as a team starting to practice together. So, that it was kind of different to go from groups of four where we were working out just skill work to now having the whole team. It was a big change, a big difference, but, it's good to have the team back in all together. And, just like having those locker restrictions so where we can only have like 6 people and we can only have 8 people on the court at a time, just changing and, like I said, adapting to that. We're still working on it. We're still trying to get used to it. But, it's been working out pretty good.
Now, changing gears a little bit, I did some quick research on you and found that your dream job is actually to host on First Take. And along with that, obviously, you're a journalism major at Creighton. So right away, I was relieved. I was like, we have some low-hanging fruit we could talk about because that's something, that I want to do. So tell me about what made you want to get into sports journalism.
Well, okay, funny thing is I actually just switched my major to social works. But, but at that point, I just really love talking sports, especially basketball. I love watching football as well. And watching Stephen A. Smith and Max Kellerman have those debates, that was something that really intrigued me. But, I just had a change of heart coming into sophomore year. Thought social works would be something that I can enjoy, and that's something that people really, depend on people to look out for them, and just people deal with a lot of mental health and depression in life. So I feel like me being able to try to help them out or do whatever I can to give that advice and that guide is something that I really wanted to do.
Wow, that's awesome, man. So what made you want to switch gears and go from something like sports journalism to social work? Because like you said, social work is a very, very powerful profession. You deal with a lot of very fragile people who need help, and it's your job to bring that help. So what made you want to go into something like that?
When I hear it's hard for professional players like Dak Prescott, DeMar DeRozan, Kevin Love, they even have a hard time speaking about their depression and their in mental health. So I feel like a lot of people don't take it seriously as they should. And, so I feel like I could be someone in in someone's life that could help them get through it, give them the best advice I can, just guide them into the right path, and just whatever I can do to help them. Because, life is hard at the end of the day. People have their struggles. People have their differences. Just having that someone you could talk to is always relieving and good for someone to have. And I feel like I can be that person.
Wow, good for you, man. That's awesome to hear that you're going into something that special. Now, I don't think I can have you on for an interview and not ask about last season, how magical that was for you and your guys. Being a local kid especially, I feel like that has to add to it. But how special was it for you to be a part of one of the first Creighton teams in history to really break out and put the Blue Jays in the same category as some of the best teams in college hoops?
It was a crazy, amazing, all the emotions you could think of, all the feelings, it was all there. A great team led by Marcus and Tyshawn and Mitch. They did a great job. Coach Mack did a great job of coaching us, keeping us all together throughout the whole year. And yeah, like it was just crazy to be a part of the team that won the first, be a part of the Creighton team that won their like first Big East championship. So that was exciting, and be the #1 seed in the Big East tournament. Felt like we were gonna have a good seed in the NCAA tournament, but due to COVID, obviously that didn't happen. But yeah, just being a part of that journey, you know, it was amazing, especially for the first year. You know, just to get that experience under my belt, and then like I'm in my sophomore year now, my second year, and we just want to do the same exact thing or even better, you know.
And that's a perfect segue, too. So you were a valuable role player last year for the Blue Jays as a freshman, snagging 14 minutes a game, and you had a pretty balanced attack as well. I mean, you dished it. You made teammates better when you were out there. That being said, kind of looking forward, what are some goals that you've had this offseason, and what things have you tried to improve on looking into this season?
You know, I feel like my three-point shot was something that really got to me last year. You know, just with confidence and being a freshman, I feel like that really got to me. And just being, more effective on the offensive end, and just helping, just like being a better teammate still, you know. And was just working all around my overall game. And, you know, just being more effective on the offensive end, providing more points, you know, Tyshawn's left. So, you know, just come off the bench or whatever I got to do, and just be that, not score, but just help put on points, and just be the best teammate that I can be at the end of the day.
And like you said, some big components like Tyshawn did leave from last year, but your team did keep a lot of key components from that regular season Big East title team from last year. How do you see your role progressing or fitting into this roster heading into another competitive year in the Big East after what you guys did last year?
Like I said, just being that spark on the defensive end, you know, and offensive end, just trying to get whatever my team needs to get them going. Whatever I can do to help the team win the game at the end of the day. That's all we're trying to do, is win the game. So, you know, just being that good teammate, being that good player, helping my team be the best and bring the best out of them, you know, that's what I'm going to try to do. And, we're just going to try out there and just win games.
And switching gears a bit, I know Andrew Murfield joined the team going into this year. He's another local guy from Scott Catholic, but how important is it for you to follow some of the guys before you, some of the local guys like Antoine Young, obviously Justin Patton, Kyrie Thomas, and other guys to play for Creighton representing Omaha's? I mean, nowadays we see a spike in talent in this city, especially at the high school level, but it wasn't as common in previous decades to see locals more on the floor for the Blue Jays. So what kind of feelings does that give you to be able to do that representing Omaha?
Yeah, it definitely means a lot. You know, choosing here, obviously, you know, close. I am at home. My family's here, friends is here. To play in front of them, that's always a blessing. And yeah, just watching Kyrie and Justin and Josh and Antoine and all of them play in front of me, you know, that was something that really I wanted to be a part of, and something I wanted to do just like them. You know, play a big role in the Creighton 4 years that I'm here, you know, and just watching them play, I really feel like I can be something special, like they have something special here. So, you know, that was a good feeling, you know, watching them play here and having success here. I feel like I could do the same.
Last question for you, and then I'll let you go. We kind of touched on it a little bit before, but last season brought a level of excitement towards Creighton hoops that we've never really seen before. Creighton's being talked among with the blue bloods of college basketball right now, and it's almost becoming a movement in this city. With such high anticipation going into the season, with the season right around the corner, how do you try to stay focused and get back to where you guys were at last year before the season was abruptly cut short?
Just stay to the plan, stick to the plan. You know, Coach Mack, he's a great coach. You know what he's talking about. You know, just listening to him, locking in and focusing on what he has to say, and, you know, just following behind our leaders, Marcus and Mitch. You know, they know what they're doing. They have great experience under their belt, and you know, they're going to try to lead us again into another Big East championship, into a good NCAA tournament run, and also having Denzel and Dame. We got a lot of experience on this team, you know, and I really feel like this is a special team that can do the same exact thing. So, you know, just sticking to the plan, staying focused, and, you know, having that experience under our belt will really help us a lot get back to the goal that we're looking at.
Well, Shereef, we really appreciate you taking the time to speak to us for such a great worldwide event like this. Best of luck to you and your team the rest of the season, and hopefully you guys can build off some of the magic you guys brought in last year.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you for having me.